Good evening, everyone. The regular meeting of the Rialto Unified School District Board of Education is reconvened at 7:15. At this time, we will have a report out of closed session. And in closed session, there were no items that were addressed that needs to be reported out tonight. So may I have a motion to adjourn closed session?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Kelly.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ayala. Now we will get a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Closed session ends at 7:16. And now the open session is reconvened at 7:16. Tonight we have a full board meeting, and I want to welcome all of you who are here tonight. We will have our DSAT students who will be reporting later on, but right now we will have Rialto High School Junior Edward Ortiz to come forward and lead us in the pledge.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all.
Edward.
Please be seated.
Thank you. First, we will have the adoption of the agenda. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Are there any questions? May I have a preferential vote by our student board member?
Aye.
Board members?
Aye.
The motion is carried. We will go to student presentations, and we will start with the DSAC student presentation, and our student board member, Marisol, will lead the charge.
Thank you, Ms. Gilbert.
All right?
Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, much better. Our first presentation will be from Edward Ortiz from Rialto High School.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Interim Superintendent Mr. Islam, and viewing audience. My name is Edward Ortiz, and I'm the ASB Ambassador from Rialto High School. I would like to start off by saying that there are many things that distinguish Rialto High School from all the other schools in our district. One of those things is that Rialto is the only school in the entire district to host an annual leadership conference for all of the middle schools in the district. And by the way, you guys have a brochure on your desk if you'd like to refer to that. We have been hosting this conference since 2012, and if I do say so myself, they have gotten better and better each time we've held them. RHS will be hosting its 4th annual leadership conference this Saturday on November 15th, 2014, and I cordially invite you all to come and be a part of this grand event. Another event happening this Saturday is the Rialto Lady Knights cross-country team's first CIF race this year. This is their 4th year qualifying for CIF, and I doubt it'll be their last. Earlier today, Ms. Joffrey and Mr. Carlos took the DSAC students on a trip to Transportation Services, the Grounds Maintenance Department, and Nutritional Services, which, by the way, was my personal favorite, and that's not just because they fed us. By the way, did you guys know that Rialto Unified School District will be celebrating its 125th anniversary in the year 2016? Well, anyways, back to Rialto High. As all of you may know, our fall sports season has come to an end. However, Night Pride has not. As our winter sports teams are preparing for their upcoming season, so are Team Torta. And just in case you guys don't remember from previous meetings, Team Torta is Rialto High School's very own school spirit squad, whose purpose is to spread school spirit and positivity throughout school events. They have done an excellent job this fall season and plan on doing an even better job this winter. Thank you all for your time. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Our next speaker speaker is Karen Bustamante from Carter High School.
Good evening, honorable board members, interim superintendent, Mr. Islam, and viewing audience. My name is Karen Bustamante, and I'm the student representative at Carter High School. As this semester progresses, we are continuing to get every student involved at Carter High. We had a very successful superhero pep rally on October 31st. Everyone came in their favorite superhero t-shirts and had tons of fun at our first pep rally of the year. We were able to keep the crowd pumped with our various games and traditional Class Yell competition. The pep rally also helped us advertise our last football game of the season, which was last Friday against Rev High School. Our roar floor was turning up all throughout the game as we took on the Wildcats. Although we lost, we still made it to CIF, where our first playoff game will be this Friday in the Lions Den. Aside from getting involved in sports events, we are having our Kindness Week next week. We have something prepared for each day next week as we try to spread kindness throughout Carter. We believe that every student at Carter should feel appreciated and acknowledged at Carter High School. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Our final speaker is Janae Wilson from Eisenhower High School.
Good evening, viewing audience and honorable board members. I'm Janae Wilson, ASB President at Eisenhower High School. First, I'd like to report that today our marching band is hosting a competition in our stadium. We are proud of not only our hardworking band, but all of our fine arts programs. Now I'd like to discuss the new path of Eisenhower. With new and improved plans in place, we will once again rev up the green machine to assure that Eisenhower never stops improving. All this will be accomplished with support from and alongside our principal. Ike will forever and always be the best school in Rialto, and our focus now is to better ourselves so that students can be prepared for life after the mob. 2015 will be hosting a mentoring breakfast this Saturday at 8 a.m., which will basically give seniors lessons on how we can lead our campus. We will then use our leadership qualities by speaking to freshman classes to offer them words of wisdom from each of our own past experiences. To reward all those who work hard at Eisenhower and to encourage others to reach their full potential, student leadership will be planning multiple activities that honor our top students. The fire is ignited and an eagle can't be stopped. 2015 will continue to flourish this year and is determined to leave a legacy behind for the graduating classes to come. Before I go, I'd like to thank the class of 1964 who awarded us with the $2,000 check. Meeting with them and accepting the check on Ike's behalf was a true honor because it showed me that the pride of an eagle remains forever. Again, special thanks to the class of 1964, and thank you for your time.
This will conclude the DSAC presentations.
Thank you, Marisol. Next on our presentation is a presentation of the key to the district from Board Member Joanne T. Gilbert. It's me. Before I make my presentation, I must say this has been a very difficult challenge for me to do this presentation because the person that's getting this presentation is always up in the mess. You know, she's always want to know what's going on. And when I had to make my last key to the district before I retire next month, she came to me and she said, "Joanne, do you want me to help you find the person for the key to the district?" And I said, "No, I'll take care of it." But she just couldn't relax. She just kept asking, "Do you want me to help you with the key to the district?" And I said, "No, I have it. I have it done." So you probably already know who that person is. But anyway, I'm going on. When addressing the most efficient way to communicate to the masses, historical American author Oliver Wendell Holmes once said, "Speak clearly. If you speak at all, carve every word before you let it fall." Tonight it is my absolute pleasure to present my final key to the district to someone that I love and take care for very much, who's been here for a long time with me in the district, and that person is no one other than our Communications Director, Saida Jaffrey. Come on down. And we didn't plan to dress alike. I don't know what happened. This was not in our plan. We did not make any correspondence about dressing, did we? But anyway, she's nervous. But anyway, for a decade, Ms. Jaffrey has been the voice of our district. Calm, compassionate, and honest expression to hear. But her dedication to the community of Rialto has spanned much longer. A product of the Rialto school system, graduating from Eisenhower High School and securing a professional broadcast and print journalism career in Los Angeles and the Inland Empire. She has succeeded in the field of radio, television, and education, public education. Before she joined the Rialto Unified School District in February of 2005, she was a broadcast news anchor for 92.7 K-Light FM in Riverside and the award-winning editor of the Inland Empire community newspapers. For two terms, she served as the president of the Inland Empire chapter of the Society of Professional Journalists, representing print, television, and radio journalists. In 2006, Ms. Jaffrey was honored by the State of California's Police Activities, PAL, as the Media Person of the Year. But it has been in Rialto Unified that her star has shined the brightest. She has been instrumental in promoting hundreds of positive stories for the district, and as a highly resourceful person, she has brought the likes of educator, entertainer Bill Cosby, United Farm Workers godmother Dolores Huerta, Dr. Carlos Cortez, the creator of Dora the Explorer. And I must say, when he came, she got in costume. She was Dora for our students, and they thought she was the real Dora. That was a wonderful day for the kids in the elementary schools. Ms. Jaffrey's compassion for others has been molded by the community she grew up in, and the same community she holds so dearly in her heart today. Born in Pakistan and raised in the United States since the age of 4, Ms. Jaffrey is the second child of 3 born to her father, and her father is here this evening, Mr. Jaffrey, a former judge, and her mother, a homemaker. Did she come? She's not here. Her older sister, Sakina, who is a physician specialist at Kaiser Permanente in Orange County, and on call today. And Syed, her brother, is he here? There you are. He's an environmental engineer in Los Angeles County. They were both Eisenhower High School graduates as well. Ms. Jaffrey recently became engaged. Oh boy. Is he here? Okay. To Riverside City Fire Captain David Allen Hernandez. Okay. Woo-hoo. I have had the distinct privilege of working with Ms. Jaffrey for most of my tenure on the board, and we have grown very close together as friends, and I really respect her for her work that she's doing for this district. It is easy to see why Ms. Jaffrey is so deeply admired by the community and considered as a friend to many. Her spirit of giving is clear by the countless hours she contributes outside of the workplace to various organizations, such as county schools and state-recognized Putting on the Ritz, which has raised almost $500,000 for the classroom teachers, and working with the district DSAC Advisory Council students, like Marisol here tonight. Saida's passion is really in the students of Rialto, and working alongside her, I observe it every day. She talks Rialto and is a very energized, and we all know that, an optimistic person, no matter what the circumstances, replied Carlos, her assistant right there. He's our web communication technician. Sometimes what the public does not realize or see is that administrators and staff work hard every day in the background to make things happen, said Saida, and she does that very well. Ms. Jaffrey compounds her philanthropic efforts by being an active member and liaison of the Rialto Chamber of Commerce and the Women's Club of Rialto. This past year and a half, Ms. Jaffrey has led the voice of the district through some of the most challenging times. It is so important. She said this. You want to read it? No, sure. It is so important for me to recognize an individual who has, with dignity and strength, continued to give so much of herself during adversity. She kept her focus on what was and is the best interest of the district at any cost. The district is fortunate to have Ms. Jaffrey in its corner. We want to thank you, Saida. I call her Saida. And please join me in congratulating her. But before we do that, I just also want to thank Ricardo Carlos, because he was the one who helped me pull this off until tonight. So thank you, Ricardo. And he's wiping his face. But anyway, Saida, my friend, I am so proud to present to you, because this is my last key for the district, and I could not give it to a more deserving person. Don't cry. No, I'm not. Okay.
Ricardo, get a picture with her family.
Okay. Okay, yes, your family.
Okay, we can do it.
She's,
This is great.
Daddy, there.
yes.
I think my dad and I are okay.
This is awesome. It is. This is awesome.
What about the fiance?
And the brother. Just take the brother up there.
We're good.
We're not.
There we go. And the brother. Get them all up there. There we go.
Okay. Now we need to hear from you.
Okay, can you hold it? Okay, there's people.
Knocked it out. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do it right
Gosh.
now.
First, I want to say everybody in this room are profoundly flawed human beings for not telling me this was going to happen. And I'm going to try to make this quick because I know we do have a board meeting. I apologize, Miss Gilbert, that I just thought maybe you were upset at me or I did something wrong. And so I didn't want to. I'm very, very overwhelmed. This is really a dream come true. This district means the world to me, and it does to a lot of students. I'm going to take a deep breath here because for the first time I'm speechless. I want to first thank the Board of Education. They have been through tremendous challenge for the last year and a half. Not because of what they did, but how they had to handle what was happening. And a lot of people don't understand that their families go through this with them, that they're human beings. So when they're called names or when people say things to the board, some of us know how that feels because we've been through that. So I do want to thank the entire Board of Education. I also want to thank my former teachers, Dr. D'Souza, who received this key, Mrs. O'Kelly, who received this key, Kelly Valencia, who received this key. This is not an easy key to receive, and it takes a lot of process. So I am truly humbled that I'm sharing this with you. Thank you so much. I want to first thank my mother, who had limited education. She came to Rock Springs, Wyoming, when my father left Pakistan, and she didn't know English. She didn't speak English very well. My father, on the other hand, is a very educated man, very powerful person, and my mom was not. She was a housewife, and I learned to realize that that's probably the toughest job for a woman, is to be a housewife and a homemaker. Whatever's politically correct to say, the point is she raises children, and it's wonderful that my mother was and is my role model. Because without my mom, without my father's strength, but without my mother, I would be nothing today, without my parents. And when we receive an award like that, the first thing we have to do is honor our parents. The second people I do want to thank is the teachers and the support staff in the Rialto Unified School District. We have about 95 to 98% of the most wonderful teachers, and there's never going to be 100% at anything. My father told my sister, you're going to be the judge, or you're going to be the doctor. She said, okay. He told my brother, you're going to be the engineer. He said, okay. He said, you're going to be the judge. I said, oh, heck no. And most fathers would push them. My father understood that I was a free spirit and just let me go. And I appreciate that you did that, Dad. And I've learned so much from your sensitivity and so much from your guidance, your quiet nature. And when he does talk, it speaks volumes, but he doesn't talk very much like his daughter. And which Miss O'Kelly knows. And I really, really want to thank the Ritz Committee. Without staff in the Rialto Unified School District, I'm nothing. My father always taught me that you must be humble. The moment you start thinking you're something, you're in trouble in the house. So the moment I really start thinking I'm something here, I'm in trouble with a lot of people. So I accept this with a lot of humility. I do want to thank the cabinet, Interim Superintendent Mohammed Islam, who's not here. And I do remember before he left for his vacation, he said to me, I said, you know, I can help Mrs. Gilbert. And he said, Saida, sometimes your help is just not needed. And it did hurt my heart. It hurt. It really hurt. Then I realized, you know what? I have to suck it up because I've been doing a lot of that this year, huh, Mr. Yarborough? So I do want to thank a lot of people here. The cabinet has over 100 years of experience combined. We're sitting next to Miss Valenzuela, who took an elementary school out of program improvement. It wasn't in the paper, but she took a school out of program improvement without any consultants. So great things can be done in this district, and great things are being done in this district. And whether anyone chooses to recognize it or not, great things will continue to be done in this district with our support of our parents, who understand that teachers must teach because that's their job. How they teach is left up to administrators and left up to them to decide. We have so much good, And we just need to all learn to work together. And when we do, wonderful things happen. So I want to thank everybody here. And the last person I really want to thank is Ricardo Carlos, because half of this, more than half of this, belongs to you. I am nothing without you. You are my support system. We'll probably have a long talk after this, but you're still my support system. I appreciate everything that you have done. You lead with such confidence. You're so good in IT. I mean, with Twitter, with the bulletin, anything on the webpage, you're awesome. You really are. And you need to accept that, because it's okay. Being humble is one thing, but you have to accept that you're good at what you do. You have to have that with confidence. You don't have arrogance. You're excellent with what you do. And I believe in you, and I know one day you're going to be standing in here, and I'll be somewhere else. But thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Saida, before you leave, we have another presentation for you.
Oh.
So just stand there.
Okay, and yes, ma'am. And the last person I do want to thank is a very special person that I have known for about a decade in my life, and he is completely the opposite of me, which I need in my life. He's a wonderful person with a lot of character and a lot of inner strength that guided me this year, and a lot of other people. I know that when you guys go home, you have people who tell you what to do and how to calm down and how to digress and how to understand that work is work and your personal life is your personal life. And this was the year that I chose to take a leap of faith into my personal life. I'm a very painfully private person, but with the help of Dave, I hope to be a little bit more open and a better person, because we all have to strive for that. Thank you so much. I accept this with so much humility. Thank you.
Saida, please don't leave. We have another presentation from Sarah Garcia, and she will tell you what it is.
Good evening. Good evening, board. My name is Sara Garcia, and I'm a field representative for Assembly Member Cheryl Brown, who represents the 47th Assembly District. And I have a certificate of recognition from Assembly Member, and I would like to read what it says before I present it. Huh? No. It's Saida Jaffrey. It says, congratulations on receiving a key to the Rialto Unified School District. I commend the sacrifices that you have made on behalf of the city, and thank you for your effective leadership, guidance, and dedication to building better communities. Best wishes, November 12, 2014, Cheryl R. Brown, District 47. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, not yet. Off the cuff, from me personally, I'd just like to say, Saida, I've known her for many, many years, and it's an honor, really, an honor and a privilege to have known her. People probably know in the community what a giving and caring person she is. I have seen her personally help students when they don't have the money for the gowns for graduation. No, I have to say it. She has a lot of heart. She has a lot of heart, and she has represented our district, our community very well. And it's just an honor for me to know this young lady for many, many years. And congratulations to the young man.
So well deserved, and we're so lucky to have you. Very proud. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you very much. And now we will move to public comments. Comments from the floor. At this time, any person wishing to speak on an item that is not on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes to make a presentation. Do we have any?
Yes,
Mr.
we do.
Martinez.
We begin with Erlene Ferguson Dudley.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board.
Good evening.
I'm Erlene Ferguson Dudley. I'm a business owner, and I'm also a member of the first three-year graduating class of Eisenhower High School in 1964. And I feel really bad that I don't have a thing for Saida. But I'm here this evening because last Friday our class, through sponsorships that we solicited during our 50th high school reunion, which was this last month, we were able to present a check to the students of Eisenhower. Got to meet Mr. Sparks, their wonderful, and very young principal, and that lovely young lady, Janae, who was the one that accepted the check from us. But I also found out from Ms. Joffrey that the school sign hadn't been working, and that was the class project that we had. We raised the funds to build the sign, which sits out on Baseline Avenue. Yes. So I wanted to, being a business owner, I usually take things by the horn right away. And so I called a colleague and longtime friend, Larry Quayle of Quayle Brothers Signs, and he's putting together a comprehensive proposal to renovate the sign. And I just wanted to give my personal commitment that myself and the class of 64 will be happy to assist any way we can to get that sign up and running so that it's 21st century technology and a 20th century sign. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Russell Silva.
Good evening, board members, administration, and viewing audience. My name is Russell Silva, and I'm a Rialto resident. Today, I'm here to say, Board President, Ms. Joanne Gilbert, thank you. Thank you for your 13 years of dedicated service to the students and the employees of this district. We were honored to have you here and to serve them and with such dedication and to be an advocate for the students. I was reading your bio, and I was going through it. The number of honors and recognitions that you've received from various school district organizations and dignitaries are so great that it would have taken me over 3 minutes and I would have gotten Mr. Halderson upset. So I'm not going to focus on those. Instead, I'm going to talk about 3 key projects that you did. Time for a Change Foundation, Knott's Foster Family Agency, and Life Changing Ministries Mentoring Program. Time for Change Foundation's mission is to empower disenfranchised low-income individuals and families by building leadership through evidence-based programs and housing to create self-sufficient and thriving communities. And the Knott's Foster Family Agency helps empower children, youth, families, and to thrive and build healthy communities. I hope you can see where this is going. And the Life Changing Ministries Mentoring Program reaches out to people of every nationality and background to develop dedicated disciples who are doers of God's word and experience abundant life. Ms. Gilbert, you are certainly a doer of God's word, because although you were an honored teacher, no amount of education found in a school or found in the books can be as valuable as the education of life that you provide people in this community through these programs. As members of the East Rialto Kiwanis, my wife and I, Linda, have experienced just some of your selfless acts. You have set the mark for all of us. Now that you head into retirement, maybe, I know that we will still feel your presence. Although you may not be in this boardroom, you will probably still be found out in the community helping others. And I understand that there are 8 states left on your bucket list to visit for the 50 states of the United States. Well, I hope you enjoy your journeys, knowing that you go out there being loved by all and that you have touched this community very deeply. Thank you for sharing your heart with the students of this district. Thank you for your unselfish giving and thoughtfulness, sorry about that, when interacting with the community. And thank you for allowing us, the honor of calling you friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Is that it?
Just let that soak in for a minute.
Thank you.
That is the Miss Gilbert I know as well.
Thank you.
Paula Bailey, please.
Good evening, board and viewing audience. How does anybody compete with that, really? I ditto all of that. I've been fortunate to see Joanne in action numerous times, and I am very familiar with those organizations and some of the others that she works with. I'm actually here tonight. I have 3 different off the agenda, if I can just kind of wrap it all up into one. Last board meeting I was here, and I asked the question, when we had no longer engaged the services of the Trejo group, I wanted to know why and why. Why did we bring them back? They were here, then they were gone, and now they're back. So I'm just curious on why that happened. And my second topic was last board meeting, I had a lot of respect for Mr. Martinez saying that in approval of a attorney group to review the FIGMAT results, he had said how we need to look at the time span. Do we have anything we can go after? Now I can't think of the word, I'm up here. But, do we have anything that we can go after? And I know that was one of his biggest concerns about approving it, but yet we went ahead and we still approved it. So I'm concerned here we are in a time with very little money and spending money without looking at if we're still within that statute of limitations. There's my word I was looking for. But yet we're spending this money without even knowing that yet. That was number 2. Number 3 was, I know it's not currently on the agenda, but Measure Y. We have projects that are in motion that need that funding in order to be completed. We have projects that we've utilized blended funding, which is using your money smart. I understand there's things that were promised in the beginning. I wish we could turn back the clock, but we can't. We have to look forward. We want to be a district that kids want to attend. Well, if our schools can't compete, they're not going to want to be here. Therefore, people aren't going to buy houses here. Therefore, our property value is going to go down. And I think the biggest thing that everybody is missing is the fact that that tax is added based on the value of your home when you bought it, not what it is today. So if you bought your house at $100,000, I agree, any money is more money out of our pocket, but our students' education is far worth more than what we are going to be paying in extra taxes. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to miss you, Joanne.
Okay. Go ahead.
That concludes not on the agenda.
All right. Then we will move to presentations on agenda items. And you have one?
We have one,
All
and that
right.
would be Miss Linda Silva.
Good evening, board. It's hard to follow my husband after he does things so wonderful like that. However, tonight I'm here asking that on agenda item K 3.1, that you do not immediately accept this contract. And the reason I'm asking that is because I have read this proposal that's in the board agenda to lease/purchase printers and printer services. And I don't have anything against who they've decided to go with, but I think that there are numerous questions in here that are not provided with answers. How much money are we saving over the existing contract is my first question. My next question is, what is the total cost? Because there's no cost listed in this proposal. They're just asking you to approve a contract, but there's no dollar amounts attached to it. How much money are we getting in, how much are we going to be sunk in for? These are the kind of presentations that we had going on that got us in all kinds of contract trouble. And I'd like to make sure that we ask all the right questions And I'm sure that you all have thought of these things, but as a resident and an employee, I'm looking at this and I'm feeling quite puzzled by it, because what is the WSCA? It doesn't tell you what that is in here either. It doesn't tell you a lot of things, and yet they're asking for your approval. So I would just like to make sure that you have all the answers and that it is in fact truly saving our district lots of money, and that we are going in not being committed to something that we can't get out of. And that's my thank you so much.
Okay,
Oh, wait, now I have a commercial. My commercial is for CSEA. It is our annual scholarship fundraising time. So I have order forms here that we can distribute amongst you at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it.
That concludes our public comments. Now we have item D, public hearing, and we have one item, annual developer fee report for fiscal year 2013 and 2014. Does anyone need to speak on that? Okay. Then we'll move to the consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by Board of Education members or the interim superintendent for individual action. May I have a motion to approve consent calendar items reference E through J?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second with discussion.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Martinez. I would like to, item E, number 1, I was not here to approve of minutes from the last board meeting, so I will be not voting on that one. And Mr. Martinez?
Yes. Item G51, approve.
G5.
Yes, and -1 or .1.
What's your comment?
Let me get there.
Okay.
Please. Okay. I had trouble just giving the blessing for staff to authorize payment without bringing it to the board. The board may have questions, so I'm recommending that it either get pulled or we are authorized to amend it to bring a recommendation to the board to authorize settlement rather than pay directly. So I didn't know if there were timelines that are sensitive.
Dr. D'Souza, would you please
it's exactly
address
what
that?
you said, Mr. Martinez. It's timelines that are sensitive, and sometimes we have one board meeting a month, but we would always let the board know what is happening. It'll be, communicated to you, and that's how we would do it. But it's because of the sensitivity, and to avoid any kind of litigation, we have to move in a timely manner.
My question is, why aren't we doing it on a case-by-case basis?
Because it's basically for each student, cases that might come up. That's why it's a case-by-case basis.
No, but it seems like we're just giving a blanket approval instead of approving each expenditure as that case arises. So I'm confused as to why we're doing it this way.
Agreed.
So normally what we've written here is that items like 5,000 or 3,000, that we would deal with it if it's in a timely manner that it has to be done, and anything over that amount would come to you, but we would still inform you of each of the situations that we have to, deal with.
Okay. When would we be informed?
We would put it in your board packet, or we would do it in closed session like we normally do, and let you know.
Is this what we've typically done in this district?
I
A
can't tell you
blanket approval?
Yeah, we've done for things in risk management, we've done that. So we've tried to take the same kind of thing. In most large districts, they do it. And so we've asked for the same thing because there's so many things that we're dealing with right now to get resolved. But again, it's up to the board what they would like us to do.
With the public being concerned about item and information, I'm not so sure I can supported in this fashion.
You mentioned that it was time sensitive, so we have one more board meeting this
In December.
in December. Would that be too late?
No, we could bring it back in December if you want to know more information on it.
All
That's
right,
no
could you
problem.
please bring it back?
Right, no problem.
All right, we will table item 5. We will pull item 5.
Thank you.
Any other questions on, where are we, E through J?
No.
All right. Preferential vote by student board member, all in favor?
Aye.
Student board
Oh.
member.
I'm regressing. Going back to high school.
Thank you, Ms. O'Kelly. And board members?
Aye.
Aye.
And I will say aye to all except item E. I will abstain. One abstention for item E. Now we will move on to item K, discussion action items. And we have 3, but we're going to do them separately. Item 1, adopt resolution number 14-15-25, annual accounting of developer fee for the fiscal year 2013 and 2014, reference K1 through 12. May I get a motion? May I have a motion to approve item 1?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. O'Kelly. And who second? Mr. Martinez. Now, this is vote only by board members. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 1, aye. Motion is carried. Item number 2, adopt resolution number 14-15-28, excusing the absence of Board President Joanne T. Gilbert from the Wednesday, October 22nd, 2014 regular meeting of the board. Vote by board members.
Aye.
We have to make a motion.
Yeah, that's
then.
what I thought.
I mean, I'm sorry, I got confused. All in, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Point of order. I believe if you're going to be abstaining from that particular item, it'd be best for the vice president to take the vote on it.
Okay,
If
you can
we
do
feel
that.
more comfortable that way,
That's
I'll read it.
fine.
What we're voting for, we're looking for a motion to excuse our president, Joanne Gilbert, from the last board meeting, which was held October 22nd, 2014. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
I did not vote. I wanted to actually read it out. It's pretty common that back in the agenda, item K 2.1, I won't read the whole thing. It's just the whereas. California Ed Code 35120 and Rialto Unified School District Board Bylaw 9250 states that a school board member may be paid for any excused absence by resolution duly adopted and included in its minutes. Therefore, it be resolved, and you heard the vote, and aye.
Good job.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martinez. All right, now,
Transparency.
we're down to item L.
No, we didn't do number 3.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
I'm getting all confused here. Item 3, approve the use of Western States Contracting Alliance, WSAC contract number 20-000-00-00040F, California participating addendum number 7-112-70-33 to the Hewlett Packard Company for lease purchase of printers and printer service. May I have a motion to
I'll
approve?
make the motion, but I do request information to address the public's request.
I second the motion with discussion.
All right. Mr. Martinez.
I would ask, I believe it's Daniel Destrola, to speak to the concerns of the public?
Good evening, board members, President Gilbert.
Good evening.
Vice President Ayala, members of the board. And I'm, in a sick sort of way, I'm disappointed that Xerox didn't show up for round 2 tonight. Because as of last night, they were threatening to show up and file a protest against this. So.
They did send the board an email, just so you know.
Okay, I figured, you know, that something was going to happen. When I discussed this with Mr. Islam, we decided it best to leave the cost off this. We didn't want Xerox to come in here with some razzle-dazzle, look to the left while we're doing this, to the right work. But I'm hoping that he did give you the spreadsheet that I made for you, comparing the cost of printers over the past 6 years with Xerox. I'm hoping you have that spreadsheet. If not, I have copies.
We did get it.
Can we get it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a question. The infrastructure cost for the technology on this, is that going to be a significant difference?
I'm sorry, I need to grab a copy for myself.
Do you need one?
I've got one. We can share.
Oh,
I think we
yeah.
have one. We have extra here.
You were saying?
Yeah, the art district currently doesn't have wireless printing.
Correct.
So it's going to require infrastructure, technology, investment, probably, and that's one of the concerns that the board will share with the board. Is it going to cost for us to man a person to have to work full-time to deal with the technology, the IT issues, the internet issues that are going to arise by switching to a wireless system?
That I would have to defer to Beth Ann Scantlebury, who I believe is in the other room. She could more
There she is.
ascertain that than.
She's here.
Good evening. I'm Beth Ann Scantlebury, Chief Technology Officer here at the district. Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear all of it.
Is that for me?
I think
so. Let me, if it is mine, let me shut it off, and I apologize.
Yeah, the pizza was ordered for later.
It's you.
Since the district is considering switching to a wireless system, a wireless printing system, what kind of cost is the district going to incur in the infrastructure to handle the wireless technology, and then what kind of costs are going to be incurred by having to man a person to deal with all the issues that might arise by switching over to a wireless system?
The capabilities of these new printers will have the wireless, and again, our infrastructure is not ready for that. Some of our sites are here at the district office. At Rialto High and Eisenhower, we're able to use the wireless on those printers if capable. So it's more planning in the future when we do. I had presented to Mohammed a big list of all the technology upgrades that we do need for our infrastructure. We usually use the E-rate program to supply those funds for us, and this next year, the E-rate program has done a full flip-flop, and we're not going to get as much money. Usually, we'll get funded about $24 million a year, and we will not be getting that this year. So we're working on a plan, see what we can do, what other funds we can use to upgrade our infrastructure.
How many schools will be without this technology for these wireless printers?
I'll say 80%, maybe 85% will be without.
So what are they going to use?
They can still print. We're still connecting them. We're replacing the printers that are out there now, the Xerox printers that are there. We'll be replacing them. They'll still be able to print. They're not going to be able to print wirelessly, but they still will be hard connected, and they will be able to print.
And, okay.
So to be able to print wirelessly really is just a matter of staffing, understanding how to do that. Because
Correct.
the printers will come wired or with the ability to print wirelessly already.
Correct. They will hardwire. We're going to hardwire them so they can print and connect through the network. But we will, when we do upgrade, then they'll be able to do wireless printing.
So certain sites, if I went to a site, I could probably, since I know how,
Right.
I could probably do that.
Correct.
Okay. So it's just a matter of bringing our staff up to speed.
Correct.
And rolling out the app, if that's appropriate.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Okay, my other concern was you said we are going to pay for just what we print.
Correct.
That means we're going to be charged per copy?
Correct.
Okay. As a former teacher and administrator, I assure you that the mistakes and waste at the school level is huge.
Correct.
All you have to do is go look at the trash can next to the Xerox machine, okay?
That's
and
correct.
You'll see things that didn't print right. Oh, they copied the wrong page by mistake, this or that. If we're being charged per copy, we're going to be paying for an awful lot of waste. And what is the charge per copy?
It varies from the color print is, hold on one second.
Well, most of it will be black and white, so what
Most
would
of
that
it
be?
will be black and white. I'm old, sorry, I need my glasses for this. Black and white will print at 0.0253 cents per copy.
Okay. See, this is the problem. I have to say I really am offended by being given this item in this form with no numbers on it, no cost, and you're just blindly asking us to approve it. That's not acceptable, in my opinion. And I cannot go along with paying per copy. I don't know, because that's a hidden cost. You give us here a cost.
Right.
But we haven't even added on the cost per copy. That could double that easily.
No, that is including, based on what we printed last year, that's what that cost is. Based on the amounts of prints our school sites made. That is included
Well, then
in
it would
that.
have to have a not-to-exceed amount on it or something. I mean, I just don't understand how we were expected to approve this without any numbers. I mean,
Keep in mind that the Xerox contract, it was set up with a base price per printing cost of $63,000 a month. If we printed one piece of paper,
the last
we
proposal?
paid, yeah, exactly. We paid $63,000 a month, whether we printed 1 million copies or 5 copies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I switched it over to we only pay for what we actually print. So it will save us money because I have invoices where we've been hit with $24,000 a month overage charges from Xerox. So that's why I set it up that we only truly pay for what we print.
Well, can we have a limit on it?
We could put a not-to-exceed amount.
Not-to-exceed amount?
Exactly.
So if it goes over that, we're not charged for it because
And-
there will be, like I said, waste, and it's considerable, sadly.
My hope is also with replacing the copiers that people aren't going to have to resort to using their printers, which they do now. And that's why I think our printing costs are so exorbitantly high. You know, I went out to every site, met with administrators, and I would say at least 50% of the sites we went to, copiers weren't working. So I asked people, how do you print? We print to the printers. We use our fax machines. It was disgusting seeing what people had to do. So I truly believe in my heart that now that we're going to have brand new copiers, we'll see our printers be used a lot less. Because right now they're the default device of schools. They're desperate. They have to do something.
With that understood, please make sure that teachers have their printing codes available and so
Oh.
forth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I looked at a lot of different proposals, and I've lost a lot of sleep over this. My wife is sitting in the audience. She can verify that. And when I saw these numbers from Xerox, they were disgusting, to say the least. What this district has been charged. We have been raked over the coals. With this new proposal, we're going to save $1.3 million over the next 4 years. With brand new technology, state-of-the-art technology, instead of people using 7-year-old printers that they hate. Believe me, I've heard people, I had to go talk to them face to face, and everyone was like, please help us get this, you know what, out of here. Do something for us. So that's why I'm asking you tonight to please approve this agenda item. And I would be more than happy to sit down with any of you one-on-one and go over in minutia this proposal from HP. I believe it's the best thing for the district, and we need to get out from Xerox's thumb.
And I agree with that, and I appreciate it, but I would like you to submit it at the next board meeting with a not-to-exceed amount on the per-copy printing charge.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
you.
Any other discussion?
I would agree.
All right, so
Unless
we
there's
will.
something sensitive timeline.
Is there?
Well,
Do you have any representatives from Hewlett Packard here?
I do. Two ladies. If you would like to ask them some questions, please. Again, you know, I understand your concerns. We're talking about rolling out 1,400 printers. It's a massive project that we're undertaking. And
Can you handle that?
We can handle it.
But we have a very.
Please come up and talk on the mic.
I'm Christine Smith with Hewlett Packard. So we've been engaged first with Beth Ann with IT for about the last 5 months, and the district has, probably tested 10 or 12 different HP models, and I'm not sure about the other brands that you got submissions for, but we've been working on this for about 5 months. The rollout schedule with 3 holidays to hit by the time your Xerox contract is expiring on December 31st has to start a week from Monday. There's 2 teams of 5 people each that we've worked with Beth Ann's department to make sure that this rollout schedule happens, and it happens after school and on the holiday weeks to make that happen. There's no way to do it if it's postponed another 2 weeks. It just wouldn't make the December 31st deadline.
Okay, well then perhaps...
I have a question for Beth. You okay with all of this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
That's all I
gonna
need.
be, it's gonna be a task, but we can do it. My staff is
Perhaps we
capable of
could
doing
approve
that.
it tonight, and I hate that word ratify,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's needed, we could ratify it at the next board meeting, and to add the not-to-exceed item
But
on there.
We can just amend it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Okay.
Is that agreeable with the board? Yes, please come. Yes, please come.
So Lori Gabalden with Hewlett Packard. And just talking about the not to exceed amount. Basically, what HP has done is you pay for what you only use. Now, we also have software that enables us to know within each district, within each school, what they're actually printing. So we do quarterly reviews, and we meet with you and let each school know exactly where they're at. So it would be upon each school to decide particularly a specific budget. But you're still charged cost per page, and what that includes is it's all of your toner costs, it's all the repairs. You're paying for that whether if you went to a different model. There's different kinds of models. Ours is very transparent, and you will see everything, and you'll know exactly what your costs are. So to put that limit, it would just be on you. HP, you're just being charged for exactly what you use. So hope that explains it a little bit. Any other questions?
Well, I understand that, but like I said, I'm a lifetime educator here, so I've been around a lot of machines, and I've seen a lot of waste. I don't want to be charged for that waste.
But you are, if you went to another model, you would still be charged because ink is ink, right? And that's what was happening. What can happen in the past in the other models is then there's over fees, there's under fees. There's no what we do is help each district to know what they're printing, and then we teach them, right, what's happening, because people don't understand that. Gosh, I'm just going to print 10 pages today. That doesn't cost anything. But if now we're able to show you true actionable data of what's happening, people make better decisions, and we can even enhance maybe data down the road where it pops up on their screen and said, boy, you want to print 50 pages? Guess what? We're sending you to the copier. So we can help with all of those tools. We also work with you in saying, okay, what if we were to go ahead and set all your devices to do duplex printing? And this is, we've talked with Beth Ann, and we're working on these tools. Just by doing that, we're going to probably reduce your printing costs by 20%. Now, anyone can go ahead and still print single page, but it's those behavioral habits that no one's really thinking about. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that's my job, is to do these reviews and work with you, that our whole goal is to optimize and to continue to reduce costs for you. And that's because we're HP, right? We're not just here to say, I want your pages. We're hoping that we're going to work with you on further developments down the road, so we can be transparent and everything is up front for you. Hope that helps. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Just that I know staff is reluctant to change, and really we have to monitor the usage. So whether, I go up and print manually, wirelessly, or otherwise, it's a habit that I have to change.
It is. It's a new way of thinking that we need to do here at Rialto. We need to do some forward thinking, and this is part of it. I understand it's hard for people.
So you can tell the printing on each printer and give us a printout, or give the district a printout of that. Absolutely. So that we can address people who are printing 5,000 copies a month on their printer. In color.
Are you kidding?
Down to the user.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's the best we can do.
All
Yeah, I
right,
know.
so are we ready to vote? Vote by board members. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we will move to item L. No, he's not here.
4.
Mr. Mohammed Islam is not here, but we will go to comments from members of the board.
Item 4, please.
Item 4,
Yes.
Oh, the
there's
expulsions.
expulsion.
Yes.
Oh, that's right, each one was separate. May I have a motion to approve item 4?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Now we will start with comments from the board, and we will start with our student board member, Ms. Marisol.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so today for our monthly DSAC meeting, Ms. Joffrey and Mr. Ricardo Carlos, we went to go see transportation, grounds management, and the nutrition services. And honestly, I never really understood how big this district was and how much work goes into this district until today.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, it's a lot. And also on this Saturday, our Rialto High School will be holding our annual middle school leadership conference, as you guys have brochures, and hopefully you guys could make it. So, thank you. And finally, I would like to congratulate the well-deserved awards Ms. Joffrey received tonight. And I didn't see her.
I think she might have left with her
okay.
family.
I think she's overwhelmed.
But congratulations to her, and thank you, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of the night and week.
Thank you. Mrs. O'Kelly.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you all for coming tonight. Like I said, it's always wonderful to see everybody here. I want to start off by congratulating Edgar Montes on his big win on Election Day. And I'd also like to congratulate our new board member, Dina Walker, who's sitting over there. And we look forward to welcoming Dina, but we will miss Miss Gilbert when she leaves. So we wish her well as she finally, truly retires. Yesterday was Veterans Day, and it's always a somber holiday. As we pay tribute to the people who have done so much for our country. And I found this poem, and I just wanted to share it with you to make us all remember Veterans Day isn't just a day off from school or a day off from work. It's a very, very important holiday. Today is the day we honor the noble and the brave, the men and women who dedicated their lives and the sacrifices they have made. When America had an urgent need, they were the first to raise their hand. Without thinking twice about it, they were proud to take a stand. Some came back from war with battle scars, others in flag-draped coffins. Even though their flesh may have left, their spirits will never be forgotten. They unselfishly and knowingly put their lives on the line. So when you see a veteran, thank them, because without them, freedom would have died. So just something for everybody to think about. And then the holiday season is fast approaching, and I have to laugh at that. The holiday season was in the stores before Halloween. Isn't this ridiculous? Christmas trees up before Halloween's happen. But I want to wish everybody a wonderful and joyous Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday season. It is a wonderful time of year if we can remember what it's truly important about it. I also attended the NAACP dinner event, which honored 3 outstanding students from Eisenhower High School. It was a wonderful event. Miss Walker was there as well, Mr. Ayala, and Miss Gilbert, so we were all there. And then I attended the joint meeting of the Riverside County and San Bernardino County committees. And again, happy Thanksgiving. This is a day to truly be thankful for all of the blessings we have in our lives. Until next time.
Thank you. Mr. Montes.
Thank you, Ms. Gilbert. First, I would like to just say that I too wish you the best, Ms. Gilbert, and you know, and whatever it is you want to do, whether it's spend more time with your family, which is always something that us board members all enjoy, or whatever you decide to move from here, the next chapter in your life. Thank you. It's been an honor. I've learned a lot from you and from everybody here. I want to congratulate Miss Dina Walker. I think she deserves another round of applause. Could you please stand, Miss Walker? For those of you who don't know Miss Walker will be joining us here at the diocese next month. Congratulations again. And I got a lot to say, and sometimes I'm all over the place, but for once I took Miss O'Kelly's advice, and every now and then I'll take her advice and actually write down some of the things I want to say. So I prepared something. 4 years ago, I was elected to the Rialto Unified School District on a promise that I would always keep the best interests of our students and that of our taxpayers top on my priority list. The past 2.5 years has been extremely rocky for our school district, as we have seen scandals surface, a recall effort of board members, many top administrators leave, a middle school assignment that cast a bad light on our district, numerous audits and investigations, and a change in our law firm and our annual auditors. And for me, I was the focus of extreme criticism because I questioned suspicious expenditures, management, decisions, and anything I felt was not in the best interest of our student population and of our tax-paying public. And through it all, I refused to be derailed, and I refused to compromise. I am grateful that the public has seen fit to give me another term in office, to continue my efforts to make the Rialto School District a better education environment for our students and a responsible custodian of public trust. I must admit, I was concerned about my chance of being reelected, given the terrible shadow that has been cast on our district. But by receiving more votes than any other candidate, I am energized by the public's trust in me, and I plan to serve my second term with even more vigor to make the necessary changes and improvements. 4 years ago, when I was elected, I was not experienced in school district business. Nevertheless, I began questioning things that I believed were not right, and with each criticism of my questions and concerns, I became more determined. But I was only one vote, and perhaps I was unable to convince my fellow board members to go along with me. Today, I'm experienced in board matters. I have a better understanding of district management, and I respectfully ask my fellow board members to join me in a common commitment to improve our school district, to be bold in directing a new superintendent and school management, and to be completely transparent because we have lost the trust of our public and it must be regained. Thank you. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Montes. Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, President Gilbert. I personally am going to miss you as well. I know I will see you out in the community, all the items that you were, fill your calendar, all for the public good. Thank you for all your service to the public. You know, I had plumbing problems yesterday, so I called a plumber out and talked to him. He had a helper with him, an apprentice. He had to pay for the apprentice out of his pocket, but he was willing to do that. And as we discussed things, he said, you know, when I was in high school, I thought there was only college or no future. No one said that there's all these other options available to me. So I want to make sure that our students do not get that message, that college is great. It's not for everyone, but it should be your first choice. Sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's grades, sometimes it's starting too late to see the light. But you can also pick up a trade. It could be a plumber. I need my car fixed all the time. My fridge goes bad every couple of years. All these are trades, and they are all available. Something inside you has to be sparked. And I'm talking to our students because so many of the kids are focused on the internet and videos and this and that. But I encourage them to find an interest, find it early. They say if you can find an interest by 16 and declare your major, you will save years of college tuition. So for me, I would really love to get on the stick as a board member here in Rialto and get our middle school students triggered and inspired to declare their major by the end of high school. As a nation, we'd be further on. As an individual, they would be further on, and so would their families. Flip the page a little bit. Last Saturday, I was so inspired myself to see our students at Rialto Middle School. It was a first Lego League robotics competition, and it's the first time that Rialto Middle School sponsored the regional. And two schools, unfortunately not from Rialto, but a couple of schools out of the area, won and are going to Legoland to the finals. The robotics competition, just look at First Lego League, Google that, and you'll see the smiling faces. You'll see the inspiration. You'll see they're having fun with education. Education is not a burden once you decide what you want to do, once you have your goal set. So robotics will continue in the district. I thank Jasmine Valenzuela for bringing it in after some prodding and so forth. And we had a couple of false starts, but we're there. It's solid here in the district, something we can offer our kids and others throughout the Inland Empire. I don't want to stop there in the respect of college, trade, or continuing education. To our adults, you don't have to stop learning. You don't have to sit home and say my day's over. If something inspires you, whether it's skateboarding, roller skating, art, playing music, which is my personal favorite, look into it. Get a little better at it. show the kids in your neighborhood, the kids in your house, what the love of education is. Inspire someone. Change one life a year. That's what I ask of each of you. That's my goal every year and has been for 30 years. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Mr. Ayala.
Well, thank you, President Gilbert. Good evening, staff and parents. Tonight, I'd like to just talk a little bit about the direction of our board and also a message to our families. But before I begin, I would like to also share with Mrs. Gilbert that your style and dedication in helping our community and the Rialto Unified School District, your style will definitely be missed. Please know that we are very proud of you. You deserve nothing but the best in your next retirement.
Thank you.
And we've all learned from each other, and
Sure.
You will be missed. And with that, I'll continue. Maybe elaborate a little bit on Mr. Montes. Yes, our board has been through a lot, our teachers, our community. But, you know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. You know, if you've never done anything, then obviously there's no controversy. But we have a tremendous task here at hand to educate our kids and keep people staffed, and we had to do this during hard economic times. And so we've learned some tough lessons. You know, if there's anyone out there that feels shunned, if there's anyone that feels that they're not being listened to, you know, we just still have a lot on the plate, and there's priorities. But everyone counts, and, you know, your requests are listened to. They are heard. But please understand that sometimes you got to remind us again. There's a lot of notes, a lot of paperwork, and, you know, things can get lost in the shuffle because we do play codependent roles. Even though we might make a recommendation, that recommendation is passed on to somebody else, to somebody else, to somebody else, and pretty soon it's like saying something to somebody. By the time it gets to the fifth person, it's not even close to what was communicated the first time. So we do care, and we will find ways to resolve these issues so that when we do resolve them, everyone that's affected by our decisions or the resolution will be treated with respect and dignity. And believe it or not, that includes the Xerox company. I'll just throw that in there. We're not trying to burn our bridges with them. We have a new vendor, and we have to do what we have to do right now. It's part of the free market to find ways to cut costs and educate our kids. I know, being a teacher myself, I'd have to start the day and I'd have to make at least a classroom set of copies. And I used my printer because the copy machine, we only had one, and we had 100 staff that had to use one copy machine. That was unheard of. And then now we have Wi-Fi. So that's a great way to enter into technology. We have Wi-Fi at my house, and it's terrific. So
some of us used to use chalk.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we graduated to yellow chalk.
Right.
But anyway, we're moving into the holidays, and that's an exciting time, and it's an opportunity. Please, let's continue to find ways to celebrate with our families. You know, even if we can't take trips, sometimes it can be as simple as baking something special for our kids. Make some biscuits. You'd be surprised the smiles that you might get from your children when they see those biscuits when they're waking up going, "What's this?" You deserve them. They're for you, but don't overdo it.
We get more smiles with cupcakes.
I will say that also let's continue to find ways to open up our hearts over the holidays. And what I mean by that, there's always that one person that doesn't quite fit the mold. Invite that one person. You'll be surprised what you learn. Most of the problems we have is we're challenged because we're frustrated with ways of communicating. And, you know, if you give a chance to the other person to explain themselves, usually it can be resolved. It can be resolved, but, you know, you got to just be patient. Okay, and I'll end with this. It's not the destination that's important. It's the journey. So with that in mind, I want to thank everybody for listening. The board is moving in the right direction. Dina Walker, congratulations on your victory. And I pass it on to our president.
Thank you. But before I give my last remarks, Mr. Montes has something else to say.
I want to congratulate the parents that are here tonight. Mr. Martinez said there's a lot the parents can do. Well, Friday, I want to thank Dr. D'Souza and Mrs. Valenzuela for attending Friday's parent graduation from the Parent Institute at the Curtis T. Winton Parent Institute. There was, yeah, Monica and also Rhonda. They did an awesome job. All the people over there, Miss Brown. Thank all you guys. I never see that PDC center so packed, other than when there's parent graduations, and it's nice to see the room filled with so many people. Is there any parents here tonight that graduated? Let's give them a round of applause. And I told many of the parents, some of our board members couldn't attend. They had other things planned, but they all are in deep support of the Parent Institute program.
Yes.
And we're going to look at ways to continue to improve the program.
I was babysitting a very sick 16-month-old on Friday. It was not a good day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Gracias. Thank you, Ms. Gilbert.
Thank you. I would first like to say thank you to my fellow board members for all of the hard work that we have put in together, especially in the last year and the 13 special board meetings that we had. It didn't break us down, it just made us stronger. And from that, I would like to thank all the people who have given me kind words of encouragement and wishing me well, and thank you, Mr. Silva, for those nice words this evening. And then I would first off like to say that when I made my announcement back in September, when I said I was tired, I did not mean that I was tired of Rialto Unified School District. And I think I need to defend myself about that, because I counted 5 times in the Sun newspaper when Bo Yarborough, our kindly reporter, every time he says something about me, he says I'm tired. So I need to defend that before I go on. I did not mean I was tired of Rialto Unified School District, but I meant I was tired, not in the physical sense of being tired. I have worked very hard to carry out my commitment to this district, and I have witnessed the many changes that this district has gone through since elected to the board in 2001. We've had 3 superintendents, 1 interim. We have lost and gained a lot of valuable positions in this district. And when I said I was tired of what was going on in the last year. It was just wearing us down. And a lot of it could have been avoided, but be as it may, we dealt with it, and we are still dealing with it. So I didn't mean to be tired in a negative way. It was just all of the negative press and everything that was had encompassed us, and we just couldn't think of anything else but that. But I had promised my husband when I was elected the last time to the board that I would not seek the fourth term. And I stuck to that commitment. But I just would like to go back and just rehash some of the things that I have witnessed since I've been on the Rialto Unified School District. I've served as president 4 times. And it's ironic that I'm retiring as board president for the 4th time. I was instrumental in opening Wilma Amina Carter High School when I first got on the district. That was the first school that we built, that had been built in the district. And since then, we built 3 more, starting with, let me see, which was the second one. I think the second one was Werner, yes, Charlotte Werner. We named Charlotte Werner. And I also worked on the committee to help the architectural design for that Charlotte Werner High School. And followed that was the Rialto Middle School. And then after that, Cordiac. So in my span of time on the district, we have built 4 schools in this district. And also, our population of the students was up to 29,000 students. But because of the economic crisis that we went through, we lost a lot of students. But we're still thriving. Some of the other things that I have done, I've attended California School Boards Association and National School Board Associations conferences many times. I became a member of the California State Latino Caucus. I attended the National Conference on Latino Students in Albuquerque, New Mexico a few years past. I brought Toastmasters International Youth Leadership Program to some of our elementary, Preston, Dollahan, middle school, Cobe, where members of the Rialto Chapter 4064, members of the Rialto Toastmasters, which I am a member, they volunteered their time to teach young people about the importance of communication. I saw Myers Elementary become a California Distinguished School in 2006. I personally initiated steps to help Preston Elementary receive the Golden Bell Award in 2006. This award is given to a select number of schools by the California School Boards Association each year. They were honored at the BA conference in San Francisco and locally by San Bernardino County. The board adopted a joint use agreement with San Bernardino County Library and the Wilma Amina Carter High School Library. I helped start the tradition of having a full graduation ceremony with cap and gown for summer school graduates. 80 students graduated on that first year, August of 2006. The number has increased each year. Parents and students really appreciate this recognition. I helped establish policy to allow students to have a textbook to take home, in addition to the class set of textbooks that are kept in the classroom. I worked to make music and art education a priority, and our first stand with that was putting on the Ritz, that you know we still do right now. I supported Eisenhower High School in their basketball state championship. Our bands and choirs have been guest performers at the Staples Center for Lakers and Clippers games. J. Hugh Middle School traveled to Phoenix, Arizona to perform at halftime for the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers. Rialto High School Choir performed at Carnegie Hall in New York City in December 2006. Carter High School was admitted to the International Baccalaureate program in 2004. Rialto High School Stadium was completed, and the first high school graduation was held in 2008. This saved the this saved the district $10,000, the cost of renting Arrowhead Stadium for graduation. Rialto High School was listed in the 2007 edition of America's Top High Schools. The use of surveillance cameras were implemented, and a closed campus policy was established for all high schools at lunchtime in 2002. I sat in department meetings to further understand the workings of the district, worked on the committee to facilitate in the facilities department to design elementary school number 18, Charlotte Werner, and the new Rialto Middle School. I proposed a K-9 detection service that we no longer have, but it showed the district that our schools were not really involved in drugs. So that was a good thing. All schools in the district have been in compliance with the Williams lawsuit. We have never had a major infraction since inception. I helped decide in the naming of the Charlotte Werner Elementary School in the fall of 2008. Helped establish elementary school athletics in the form of organized flag football and basketball to every elementary school in the district. Opened the new Rialto Middle School campus in 2009. And I have a few more. We established the Visual and Performing Arts Academy, VAPA, at Henry Elementary School. Fitzgerald became a California Distinguished School in 2009-10 school year. I was working on the committee to help eliminate the use of portable classroom facilities by supporting buildings and building new schools and preparing students for their future. I have participated in district celebrations such as retirements, promotion, and holiday social activities. I have attended every high school graduation and summer school graduation since being on the board. And the last thing I did this year was I was instrumental in bringing You Can Go to College for Rialto School District students to help them realize the possibility of attending college with financial support. And the last thing I'd like to say we did as a board, we got a new clock for the boardroom. But all in all, I would like to say I've had a wonderful experience here in Rialto. You're getting an excellent board member in the name of Dina Walker. She came to me back in the summer and said she wanted to run for Rialto, and she asked me about the possibilities. And I said, do you think I could be a good board member? And I said, yes, you can. Because she has the qualifications, she has the drive, she has the ambition, she has the know-how, she has the skills to back up what she talks about. So in my place, you will get someone who has not the years, she'll catch up, but someone who is dedicated to working for our children. She has already proven this. She's worked in the district before in after-school programs and so forth, so she will do an excellent job. And I would just like to say to the staff of Rialto Unified School District, you exemplify the high standards that we look for when we look for people to work in the district. We have so many staff members like Saida who grew up and graduated from college in this district and are now top administrators and work principals and doing a great job. That shows that Rialto means something to all of us. Because if it wasn't a school district that did not depend on high quality and depending on promoting the education that we need to help develop good citizens so they won't leave, that shows that we're doing what's right to educate our children. So I'll miss, but I won't be too far away. I'll miss being here on the board, but you can count on me to volunteer to do things, and I have already made promises that I will help other elementary schools. I have some in mind. I won't name them so nobody will feel slighted. But just thank you, Rialto Unified School District. You've made my life a pleasure. When I retired teaching after 37 years, I knew that I had some more to offer. But I didn't get on the school board after teaching 37 years. I had a time period where I was still teaching and on the board. So I have enjoyed every minute of it. I love all of the staff and students here in Rialto, my fellow board members. It's been a pleasure. But one last thing, you will see me on December the 10th because that's when I will officially turn this gavel over to somebody. I don't know who. But the new board will take their seats and take their oath of office, and I will say goodbye to Rialto School Board. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Edgar. So at this time, we will move to adjourn. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Second.
Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned at 8:57. Good night, everyone.